So on this episode of the Myriad Show, I go on location with Keith and Patty, the owners of Rott N Grapes, which is my new favorite place here in Midtown Phoenix. It's a wine and beer bar, and if you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend it. They're fantastic people, and it was a lot of fun getting to know them. Hey bud, what's going on?
Not too much, how are you?
Hey, how are you doing? I have a tendency to, when I find things that I like, I just throw up, and I tell everybody all about it. Whether it's like, I don't know, Casper Mattress. We bought one, and anytime any of our clients talk about getting a new bed, I just voluntarily tell them about our experience with Casper Mattress, that they should try that because it's cheap and convenient, and it's a great bed. Just places I like, I just tend to talk about them. I don't know why, it's just I do. And I thought, and I only try to go to local places. I try to avoid big commercial, the box stores. So I really try to support the local businesses that add to Phoenix's culture and vitality.
Are you a member of the local Arizona as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did sign up to do that. I haven't done a whole lot with it, but I'm just like,
there's so much.
Okay, I'm in there. But, you know, it's something that I certainly want to promote somehow and figure out what the advantages are.
Local First, I think, is the
Local First. That's what
Arizona.
That's what I'm referring to.
We're definitely engaged in that. It's just now getting to one of the meetings or a couple of the meetings and learning even more about it. It's got very strong, business-minded people, you know.
And there's a variety of networks too. Networking opportunities like Metro Phoenix.
Yeah.
You know, we've been to some of their little mixers, and you know, we're impressed by the people and the businesses that are represented there. But again, it's it's the bandwidth thing right now.
So there's only so much time in the day.
Yeah.
And there's so many organizations, and there's only one of you or one of you. So
we
And
divide and conquer often.
Yeah.
We try to divide and conquer. I mean, that's what makes us successful. We have our share of responsibilities, and then we come together, and where we need to review mutually, we do. We put a lot of thought in how we communicate, whether it be verbal or written communication, and we have something right now that with our staff we have something with our staff right now that's just sitting in our draft folder for her to look at, something I put together, and it's something beneficial to the long-term success of why we need to have the necessary policies in place to continue to make us successful. So can't lose sight of that.
It's something you don't think about.
Yeah, I've been doing startup companies for the last 8 to 10 years, healthcare mainly, and I've learned a ton from those.
So what do you do with healthcare?
Pluses and minuses. So a couple of things in healthcare, but I need to speak at the 5,000 feet level if you don't have healthcare background. I focus on revenue cycle management, the financing aspect, not traditional financing, but revenue performance enhancement workflow processes in healthcare that help healthcare providers, in the long run. And so I do that by day. It's like with the whole Superman thing, by day, and then by night I support Patty in this process.
There's a red S down there.
But it's very rewarding. It's allowed me to grow and understand business more importantly, especially on the startup side. That's allowed us to build this. The marketing concepts are different because you're more of a business-to-business approach when you look at the healthcare side of what I do, but a business-to-consumer approach with what we do here at Rott N Grapes, and completely different elements. It's much more, it's immediate gratification to consumer than it is to business, because in business there might only be 5 to 7 gratifications a year when you think about big pieces of opportunity that you work on. But here it's daily, and it's the revenue's not as near as high, but just the gratification, the quality of life that you get out of that just says, I want more and more. It makes you thirst more and more for to continue to build the right models that streamline success. So
He said.
Yeah.
Definitely helps when you guys are actually following your passion. So
Yeah.
that makes it
For
10
sure.
times more rewarding no matter what you're doing. So,
And easier,
yeah.
you know?
It's an insane passion. It is. There's a lot of work in running or managing a bar. Whether
Things
it
that
be
people don't think about.
whether it be city, whether it be county, whether it be state, whether it be the compliance regulations, you have an ownership to the patron to not overserve as well, and we run into that often. I say often. We run into it rare, but it always seems like it's often.
Yeah.
There's a constant measurement that you have to have with the patron, because at the end of the day, in the back of your mind, you go, I don't want to be the last drink that guy had before he made that bad decision or she made that bad decision. So there's a responsibility that you have to a patron in that area. We're very cognizant of that. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I don't know that most bars operate that way.
I think
they're
that
just
true
the next
bar
drink, the next
true
drink.
bar owners do. I think when owners of bars that let other people manage their bars without site control, it's not as concerning. Sometimes it's about the money or what's going to be dropped in the tip jar, as opposed to that other individual, the other individual on the other side of the bar that you're serving, and the ramifications that individual could experience by making a bad decision because of that last $5, $7 drink, right? We do take it very seriously, and you have to.
Yeah.
And believe me, if you don't, the state will remind you very quickly that by suspending you or pulling your license, and the licenses aren't cheap, okay? And you're without a license, that's your livelihood. So you have to take it serious. So all of our bartenders, they go through training for alcohol, they go through training for food, they go through extensive training to understand, and because we operate a wine bar, a wine and beer bar, but understand the varietals, and we educate them on, so they can educate the patron about what they're drinking, because 90% of patrons, even 95% of patrons, don't know a ton about wine.
No.
Okay, they know a lot more about beer. Beer's easy,
Yeah.
I think. Wine's much more difficult, and we're not experts by any stretch. We're not sommeliers. It's not
What's
us.
easy for some is not so easy for
Yeah.
others.
My
So-
feeling when it comes to wine is just drink what you like. Who cares
True.
the cost?
And that's
ours
the
too.
brand, or
Absolutely.
if you like too much of it, okay, drink it.
I would discourage
just won't
people
have
from
that.
drinking too much.
As would I.
I have other suggestions. Let's
Yeah,
just-
but
People buy it by the case. I
Yeah.
see it every weekend when I go shopping.
But what we would say is that what notes entertain your palate, right? Because then if you tell us that, and it's very in simple terms, you like something sweet, do you like something dry? That's a good starting point, okay? And so then we have the ability to even inquire with them about
I have that alarm.
about what's going to interest them. And when we have that information, they love it every time, because they go, you hit it. That's exactly what I want. I want something earthy, maybe organic, maybe has this type of taste, or I want something sweet, that's white. Easy for us to direct that patron to, okay? Don't overcomplicate it. If you overcomplicate it, then you confuse them. So we try to have them drink a couple of different types too, maybe from a light taste as well, just so they're aware of what you're asking, but what might intrigue you more. And that's the other thing of challenging the palate or the notes of someone that's interested in wine.
Because what it comes down to is we've all been new at something.
Sure.
We've all had our starting line. So
Wine can be intimidating.
it can be very intimidating. And we're here to take away that intimidation and look and say, look, I remember when I first started drinking wine, this is what I liked. But I like this kind of food. What kind of food do you like? Just asking some of those simple questions.
It's a great way to go
Or
about it.
what's your usual go-to drink? That way I can kind of get an idea of the palate. And it does. It just helps, and it sets them at ease. Like, okay, Well, so you've been in my shoes before? Absolutely. Yeah. We've all, come out of mom's womb and had to learn new things, So, yeah.
Very cool. You guys were awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very cool. Well, this was awesome. I appreciate the opportunity to get to know you guys a little bit better, and I think I'll be back on Wednesday with some friends just to hang out.
Thanks for the warning.
So we were
Very cool. Appreciate
All
it.
right,
Thanks,
Danny,
buddy. Appreciate
thank
it.
you
Thanks so much.
Appreciate
Good to see
it.
you guys.
Yeah,
Nice to
Hopefully
meet
we
you,
see you a
Patty.
little later.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
be
be back
in tonight.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks again, guys.
Thank you so much.